Welcome guys, it's Justice again here from tutorialscamp.com. So today what I'm going to talk about is something called HashMap in Java. So I've gotten my tutorials class here, and then this is the main method. So what I'm talking about is what is something called HashMap. How do you call it? HashMap. Okay, so this is basically in how do you call it, functional programming languages like JavaScript. You may call this as an any object. Okay, you refer this as an object. HashMap as an object, and then refer ArrayList in Java as what? Array in JavaScript. Okay, so when you hear me talking about HashMap, it's just an object or a map. Okay, a map in that, and then HashMap in Java. Okay, so what are HashMap? They are actually data structures for actually what? Grouping data in key value pairs. Okay, for storing data in key value pairs. Okay, so actually you are going to have something like let's say if you have a kind of users, for example, let's say I don't know if you guys can see. Let me actually try if I can actually zoom in. This is not working here. This is not working. I wanted to increase the IDE, but it's not working here. I don't know. Oh, it's not working here. IntelliJ, maybe there must be some way, but I think if you guys can see, then that's cool. I accidentally commented everything. Okay, so I will just go ahead and then show you what I mean. So HashMap is actually for storing data in key value pairs. Okay, so what we actually do is that let me get rid of this. So if you want to create an HashMap, you first have to create an object of it. Okay, so it's HashMap, and then let me quickly type this and then explain to you. Okay, so I'll say student. Let me say student. Okay, and then new HashMap. You can choose to leave it like this or make it string. Then everything will be balanced like this. Okay, so let me quickly tell you what is happening here. Student should be right. So HashMap is grouping data for in key value pairs. So you can see the packages actually come from java.util package. You know, the util package is the source of other packages. So what we are actually doing is that what we have done here, we are actually creating an object that we are going to store some data in key value pairs, but for actually currently we haven't stored any data in it. Okay, so I've just created an object of what? HashMap. So what the key is that you are going to create a data that the key is supposed to be of type what? String, and then the value that you are going to assign to it is supposed to be of type what? String here. Okay, also supposed to be a string here, but in case you are going to have a mixed type of data, maybe you can use, I don't think this will work here, you can use object here. I think that will work. Object, this is supposed to be capital, I think. Okay, object, this is supposed to be string rather. Alright, so that's how it's supposed to be. Let's say you are going to have a mix of data like integer and then everything. Let me just start everything. You will see what I mean. I might be confusing at this early stage. So we have created an object of HashMap, and this represents the object. So if you want to add anything, just call student.put. So put, you can see we have the string, which is the key, and then the value here because of the key, the data that you have specified here. Okay, so put, you are going to have student name, first name. Okay, so first name will be this is going to be the key here. Okay, and then the student name will be, let's say, Justice. That's the first name. Okay. Okay, so now we have gotten the first name of the user. We are saving it, and then let's say last name Rashid or something. Okay, so now we have gotten we have saved the first name and then the last name of the user. So if we want to print it out, see what happens here. System.out.print line student.toString. This is actually a kind of distance, so you can't print it direct. So I'm quickly going to run it. This is a good way. So okay, so take a clear look here. This is what we got. Okay, you can actually see we have gotten an object here. Okay, and you can see we have this, how do you call it, curly brace, opening curly braces and then closing curly braces. It actually tells you that it's an object. Okay, so this is the first name and then this is the what, the Rashid, the last name here. Okay, so we can actually do more of this stuff here. Okay, there we have gotten the first name and then the last name, right? If you want to get the first name only, what you need to do is that you need to use this dot get student dot get, and you can see it takes in an object of what, key. Okay, dot get is a method, so it takes in an object of the key. So let's put in the first name. It needs to be a string here, and then if you run it, we should get the last name, which is Rashid. So exactly here. Okay, so that's it. Okay, you have seen how to use the object and then HashMap, how to put data to it, and then how to what, get the data. Now if you want to delete any of the data too, what can you do? Right, what you can do is that you go to student dot remove, and you can see it takes in an object the key as well. Okay, so last name. Okay, so if we run it like this, the last name is actually removed. Okay, I did not print it now. So what I will print is actually the actual student dot to string. I'll print the whole student to string rather. Okay, so student dot to string. So let's see, after the remove, let's see what we get. You should only get the first name here. So you can see we get the first name because what, we did remove the what, the last name, which is this Rashid here. So we currently have what, the first name. Okay, now imagine we don't remove it. Okay, we don't remove it. Let's say we want to get all the data, loop through the data and then do something with it. So what we can do is that we can use the for each loop. Okay, what I'm actually going to show you is how you can actually what, loop through and has a HashMap. Okay, HashMap is actually just an object, so nothing complicated. So you can use the for each loop. Okay, so this is how it works in Java. Hey, this is for loop. Okay, so this is how it works in Java. So this is kind of for in or whatever shit. Okay, so this is, so we actually go with, how do you call it, something like student, and then you bring the semicolon, and then how do you call it, students dot get keys dot key set. Okay, expected to find those key sets. So the key set actually returns everything. It returns the set of keys for this particular. It's expected to find one thing, which is so this is supposed to be, is this supposed to be strange? Okay, so we need to give it a data type here. So is actually going to be a strange here. Okay, the key, yes, the key is supposed to be strange here. Okay, so the key, so we need to print a particular key. Okay, so what we can do is that we can actually go to student. Now we have gotten the way, so we want to look to the student dot get value, student dot values, and then the values, it takes in a key, a particular key. Okay, which is key here. No, so it's okay, so dot get key, so we actually retrieving the key here. Okay, all right, so we need to print it out. Okay, we're supposed to print this out rather. So system dot out dot print line. So let me put this rather inside here, then I'm going to comment this out. Okay, if we run it, you can see we have gotten Justice and then what, Rashid. Okay, so we have gotten only the values here without the keys. Okay, because that's exactly what we are printing here. Okay, if you want the keys only, all that you need to do is you can just system dot out dot print line student dot key set. Okay, you just print the keys. This will give you all the keys in the HashMap. Okay, if you run it, so now if you come here, you can see we have gotten first name and last name. Why? We have putting it inside a loop. So because we have two data in it, when it first tried to execute this one, it also printed Justice and then there was this for this particular object, and then it goes through the other loop, and then it also execute these two, because on each run of the loop we are calling these two functions. Okay, so this loop is actually going to run 2 times. Okay, and when it runs 2 times, it's going to execute this first one, which is this. Okay, and when it runs the second time, it's going to execute this second one. Okay, so that's exactly how it is. Okay, if you want to print a good one, you just put this one here. Okay, and now if you run it, you get all three values. The key is first name and then the last name, and then the first name is Justice and then the last name is Rashid. Okay, so that's exactly how we work with HashMap in Java. Okay, so actually you'll be using HashMap a lot for grouping your object and then a lot of stuff. Okay, so stay tuned for watching, and then thank you for watching, and then I'll see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day.